Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of of Echo. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I am exhausted. Uh, but for the past few weeks, I actually been trying to upload something, but it just seems like every time a day goes by, something groundbreaking and holy fuck already, you know, got shadowed by something else even more holy motherfucking shit. And what the hell crap type of situations. Then every day just keeps going like it. So, um, I don't know. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to think about it, not get depressed. For example, what do we gain by eliminating the Department of Education? Where is waste there? I mean, shit, everything that is being taken apart. Oh, waste. And I mean, all of us with some reasoning and critical thinking and sees what the hell is actually happening, we understand that things need to be fixed. But you imagine that you have a broken bone or something, bad knee or gout, and the doctor just comes and says the first thing that they say is, "All right, let's chop your leg off. Let's get rid of the waste because the faster you heal, the faster you get back to work." See what I mean? And so it makes no sense. Why would we do the same thing with this? I don't get it. And so, national parks, we really want to go and destroy everything. Like, I understand that many of you don't realize that just because it's on the other side of the country or halfway somewhere else, you don't never get to see it most likely in your whole life. Shit, I've never gotten past the East Coast somewhere else. Like, I think the furthest I've gone away from the East Coast is West Virginia, Tennessee area. Um, I would love to see Yellowstone one day, but if I don't get to, I don't doesn't mean that I don't give a shit about it, and I'm just gonna, well, let's sell the land and get $3,000 in my pocket for it. Some things are not for sale. You do understand that, right? Some things are just not for sale. Like some of you manly men, how much will you take for your asshole, right? Some of you are saying, "Look, no, I'm never giving my asshole no matter how much money you give me." You see, same thing. So how many of you, or what's the price to buy off any of your family members, daughters, wife, mother, kids, son, doesn't matter, right? My right is unlimited, nobody else's is, so that's anarchy. You have to have limits. Otherwise, what's stopping from me going to take your shit, you going to take my shit, and the only way that we can fix it is by who has the biggest gun and who can kill the other one first. See my point? So I keep saying this whole situation with the U.S. to me, in my personal situation, it feels like like a relationship, and I'm not saying a romantic relationship, but any relationship. And you think you know the person, you believe, I think for him, he'll die for me, or they'll die for me, and then you realize that everything was a fake, right? Like, oh crap, they didn't really care about me. They just care about what they could get from me. And it's hard. Because I had a friend like that, Doc, and I think I mentioned it before. 10 years of a friendship. And then you realize, shit, it's not a friendship, it's just a relationship. In a relationship where how much and what can he get out of me? So, or anybody else for that matter. It's not just me in particular. People are tools for people like that. Entonces, and so, some of you, we won't change your mind. Some of the MAGA crowd, we won't change your mind. I say some of you, like if they will listen to this shit. Talk about snowflakes. They love to call everybody else a snowflake, but the bitches can't take criticism. They can't sit down and talk without screaming and insulting. They can't really do anything that it means controlling your emotions. They're like a child. MAGA's like a toddler. Yeah, like my 3 year old. Actually, my 2.5 year old behaves better than MAGA. Because my 2.5 year old, we go to the park today. She didn't want to leave. Eleanor, I'm going to count to three and we need to leave. And she, but we left. And then we talked about other stuff and started tickling and go for it. But no more issues. And not saying that she doesn't go bizarre maniac, but that's MAGA. With a difference that not only they have the mood swings, they are guided by emotions, and they lack the comprehension and critical thinking to actually put two and two together and say, wait a minute, you're telling me you love me, but then you hated me. You're telling me you care for me, but then you steal my money. That doesn't seem right. Let me think about it. See what I mean? They don't do that. The only time that you see them right now having any kind of regret is because they either lost their job or they're losing some kind of benefit, whether it's Social Security, which that hasn't been touched, but Fruit Stamp has. And many of them, believe it or not, are food stamps recipients. Think about that for a moment. Most of the people who voted for this clown are food stamp recipients, are unemployment recipients, are any kind of disabilities recipients. But they want to, they want to clean the system. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to get half of them out just so that you get more? Oh, we got rid of them, half of them, so we're going to give it to you. Duh, no, that's not how it works. Uh, Sorry to break it to you. It works more like they just want to take your money away, and you're acting like a fool by saying, I'm going to give an example. Today I was listening to American History Tellers. Definitely listen to the right Lindsey Graham, not the traitor Lindsey Graham, but American History Tellers. And right now they have the collection about, because of Women's History Month, they have the collection about the fight for suffrage, for women's rights, and how it all started in Seneca Falls, right here in our backyard. Side note: my mom, 2 years last year, my mom got naturalized last year, and her ceremony. Keep in mind, mine was the downtown city hall. My colleague was at the federal court in Buffalo. My mom's was at the um, historic center for women's society and whatnot in Seneca Falls, which is where they had the first ever women's suffrage convention and started the whole shit. So, I mean, I love the history around here. It's everywhere. Um, what was one of the mistakes? The whole point I'm bringing this up. What was one of the many mistakes that they made at that time? Uh, Many mistakes, keeping in even more positive and things that they had. But one of the mistakes were the after like 50 years or so, not being able to see any changes, not being able to really get past like the fourth state to recognize women's voting rights, and 30, 40 years of stagnation. They went ahead and they decided, you know what, let's go and try to appeal to the white man in the South. If we appeal to the white man in the South, they'll be able to go ahead and give us those votes. Now, we're not going to say that it's going to be for us women to have a right to vote because we deserve it as human beings. That argument didn't work for the past 50 years. What we're going to do now is that we're going to tell the white man that the only way for them, that the best reason for them to give us the vote is for us to be able to counteract the vote of the black slave men and the black men. Black men, not slaves. They weren't slaves at that point. Emancipation had already happened. So, but they were still disfranchised. The point being, they were trying to use hate to fuel equality, and that's not how it works. Because at the end of the day, after many years or decades of doing the same thing, alienating their black women from being fighting alongside the white women for all of them to get right, they said, screw it. Black women doesn't deserve the right to vote. We do. Only white women. That way we can get the white man to approve it for us. You see what I mean? Stop bootlicking. You want to take over? Look at it this way. These assholes, because there's no other way, that's a very nice word for traitors. Because that's what they really are. They're traitors. Anybody supporting any of this, you are a traitor. You are not having the best interest of this country, of this nation, being the leader of the world order. You are literally throwing away our position as a world leader to go and be an bootlicker of the bad guys. I mean, maybe this way. Imagine Superman telling Lex Luthor that his plan makes sense. And you know what? You got something going on there. Maybe Batman does the same thing with the Joker. You get what I'm saying? Now, if you were one of those that likes to tattoo, the Empire's emblem or crest, then we already know where you stand. Dude, you know what? Kudos. You're being honest from the beginning. But if you're like me and you get the crest for the rebels and then go and support this shit, you're full of shit. If you ever supported the good guys fighting the bad guys and now you're supporting the bad guys acting like they're the good guys, well, open your eyes. Look at how the world is looking at us and get me. I get you. You know, you don't have to give a fuck about what the world is saying and I am right, the rest is wrong because I can see the reality. I believe and I'm in with you in all of that. But there's a moment where you gotta stop and say, okay, well, maybe if the waves in the ocean are rough and there's gray skies with a lot of rain coming from the water, from the skies, lightning and shit, well, maybe people are right and there is a fucking storm happening and I'm just ignoring it. Get my point? Like, we really have uh, the richest man in the world has more money than governments. And he's mad because people are not being nice to him. Let that sink in. The ones they insult everybody else, they tell him to grow a pair of bones and, you know, spine and balls and bones everywhere. So grow a pair and, snowflake. Stop being such a little whiny bitch. Why you gotta be so sensitive? Blah, blah, blah. And look at this. All of a sudden, they are mad that we don't like him. Oh, we don't like Elon Musk. They don't like me. I mean, look how schizophrenic they are, how delusional, how fucked up in the head they are. That he literally thinks that nobody, dislikes him. He really thinks that he is like the most adored person in the world. So, how delusional are you? You get what I'm saying? And so, trying to fix this stuff, trying to keep a memory card with me at all times. So I'm gonna take this together for the ones who are not too young and work on listen on the podcast. I'm basically trying to set up one of those retractable badges and take off the badge and just have my a small SD card so I can carry it with me on my keychain. Trying to alleviate memory on my phone. But anyway, um, so when you have people like that, so delusional like such, and then you add that they are fucking brilliant when they don't need it to be, or they use it for bad. Let's just say it that way. Like you're using all your banking knowledge and from style, you go ahead and say, well, don't get mad at me for using it and taking advantage of it. Yeah, bitch, we get mad at you. You know why? Because you're not there to take advantage of it and abuse it. You're there to fix what the fuck is wrong with it. Get what I'm saying? Get the difference? So when we have people that they don't do that because of the love of money, and I'm just gonna make sure that I use it to the best of my advantage, my things, whatever I can get out of it and screw everybody else. Well, I am pretty sure you don't like that society because you and I, shit, the ones making $1 million, $2 million a year, there are nobody in that society. So what the hell are you and I? Because I don't make that amount of money, and if you do, well, wonderful, you're still nobody. You're gonna have to make at least $100 million a year, so you can be in the radar. Get my point? So, with that said, it becomes a situation of what do you do then? I'm very glad that people are boycotting Tesla. I mean, he has gotten so bad because I was wondering what the fuck is the board of Tesla doing? Like, let's take a look at how much has Tesla lost this week. Let's see. Tesla stock price and last 3 months. So let's see. Where is my mouse? Here it is. And then let me put out the screen over here. Okay. So Tesla stock price right now, daily, monthly. January minus 25%, February minus 15%. And I mean, look at that. So back in February 2024, the highest was a minus 12.92% loss, and then 4% gain in the next one, minus 2.8 in the following, plus 11, plus 17, minus 7, plus 22, minus 4, plus 38, plus 17. And then December of 2024, oh, here comes the crazy. I really, is it, you know, oh, the tariffs are gonna fuck us over. Oh shit. Blah, 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 blah. Well, back to zero. Minus 27, minus 15. That is beautiful. Why do I say it's beautiful? Because this asshole is literally bringing us all down. Think about it this way. Trump fucked with Obama because of being a South African with a, that was born there and should have been directing the government. What is the difference between two South Africans who one is a citizen, the other one a naturalized, native born citizen, the other one we don't even know if he's a citizen at this point. For all we know, fuck. He's just a resident or on an extended visa as an investor's visa. What is Elon Musk's status? That is a good question to ask, I think. And I don't mean like we know why he says it. No, because he says this Tesla founder, and he says he's everybody's and everything's founder, and everybody doing good is because of him. But the actual paper trail, where is the paper trail of what's Elon Musk's legal status here? Is he a U.S. citizen? Is he a resident? Or is he just here on a business visa? Um, I mean, we know that pretty soon, even if he's none of that, he'll be able to buy the citizenship for 5 mil. But you get my point. Can we see it? How we know that he doesn't have a second or third nationality, or maybe a Russian nationality? So, with all that said, that's pretty fucked up that we have him leading the government. But hey, you know, what do we know about it? It's just our money. Because imagine this Social Security being an entitlement, like he says, like Republicans and MAGA love to say, an entitlement. So, again, let me make it, I love analogies. I am so fucking dumb that I work on analogies. Otherwise, I don't get it. So, I'm going to go ahead and do the analogy that imagine, oh shit, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, fuck it. I just lost my train of thought on that one. I got stuck on for a minute. I thought about, that looks good. I need to hit it. And then I started about to hit it, and then I started thinking, and the thought went away, and oh shit, can't grab it. But let's take a look at some of what Elon's investors, majority, the main investor, Ross Gerber, look at, listen to what he says.
Choices with our time, and Elon doesn't get more than 24 hours a day just because he's Elon. So we make choices. All of us do. Do we spend time with our family? Do we go golfing? Do we work? And how we do this is, each individual chooses. And so Elon chooses to work, all the time, but you can only work so many hours a day. So it's 24, right? And he sleeps. So there's no question he's been committed to his job at the government. That's where he's spending his time. He is not running Tesla. And, that's why I'm going to say it. I think Tesla needs a new CEO. And I decided today I was going to start saying it. And so this is the first show that I'm saying it on. It's time for somebody to run Tesla. The business has been neglected for too long. There's too many important things Tesla is doing. So either Elon should come back to Tesla and be the CEO of Tesla and give up his other job, or he should focus on the government, keep doing what he's doing, but find a suitable CEO for Tesla.
So you are saying essentially if he's not prepared to quit that government job, he needs to go.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Okay. So with that one, let's say that we now, oh yay, people are getting pissed off and they're losing their money, and that's the only way that the rich learns and blah blah blah. But think about this. They still don't give a fuck about how poisonous he is, as long as he makes him money. That's all there is. This guy, I'm pretty sure he believes that Elon must be doing a magnificent job in government. He's just upset that you're not paying enough attention here to make sure we don't lose our money. Or at the very least, keep Tesla away from the government stuff, and that way we don't lose our money. That's their problem. That's their issue. And so when you have that, fuck off, dude. Like, seriously, fuck off. Because that's pretty shitty. Like, literally, that's very shitty stuff. So, I don't know. I just feel like, where is the conscience in this country? Around the world at this point. It's not even just this country. But, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is Venezuela on steroids. This is just like Venezuela. This is a deja vu for me. The only thing is that they got a break here where they were able to regroup, retest the waters, and then, oh shit, we got elected again with all of our craziness. They really fucking want it. Unlike an elected government that has to be playing it as they go and continue a game. So whatever took Chavez about 3 years, 4 years to do, it was just done in 3 to 4 weeks already. That's how fast everything has happened. The only thing also is that so far it's been done here with executive orders. They're going to be challenged at court, most likely overturned. But if we continue to come across judges like Judge Cannon, we're fucked. Because at that point, we can have the murder weapon, the video, everything, even a first declaration of guilty and uh, everything. And they would say, no, no, not enough evidence. Sorry, can't do anything. So it makes you think. And this is where I lost my train of thought earlier. They will go to the extremes to be able to go ahead and do things like, I don't want to wear a mask, even though that it is something that it will help me and others not get sick. And don't give me the whole, but I never got sick, so I don't have to. It doesn't fucking matter, man. It's just living in society and being able to do self restriction for the better of most or all. You can't save everyone, but at least for the better of most, right? You try your best. But you all seem to only give a crap about your own and nobody else. And only if they are with you, meaning agree to whatever the hell you say, because otherwise they're just pieces of shit too. I mean, I know your type. I've talked to so many of you on a weekly fucking basis, and I didn't really want to either. I really would prefer if I don't. So, since we are not going to raise our guns, it seems like, and it's not a good idea, obviously. But keep in mind, 20 years on the road, this is why I say it's going to be a Venezuela 2.0. Because as long as we don't stand up, and I'm not saying civil war, please do not take me out like that, but you have to be prepared to fight for peace. And it doesn't mean go search for the fight. It means that you don't run away from the conflict, right? So if a bully comes at you, you don't run away from it because then they keep coming at you. The moment you stand up to it and you make it difficult for them, on the first fight, they might leave you alone because it's too much of a hassle. Some easy prey somewhere else. Or, you know what, you piss me off and I'm coming for you harder. Or you beat me up harder, great. Next time I'm gonna be prepared with fucking pepper spray. Oh, I'm whatever. Don't have pepper spray, I'm getting fucking wasp spray. The point being, when you show that you are not afraid and then you will stand up for yourself because you're not going to look for it. You are preparing yourself to defend yourself. And you're still doing it a non-lethal weapon. And you're doing it in a non-lethal manner. But you are making sure that you give in. I mean, I had that situation 3 years ago. Some personal situation was going on and somebody was trying to fight me. And whatever the situation is, I wasn't going to fight. It wasn't the time, it wasn't the place, it wasn't the moment. Nothing about it was correct to fight. There are times that when it's right to fight. This was not it. But I also didn't back down with the excuse that because we don't have to fight and I don't want it to be a fight, we have to back down because there's a moment that it's like, I'm standing my ground here. I'm telling you I don't want to fight, but if you're coming at me, we are going to have something. You see me skinny, you see me this, you see me that. Assume whatever the hell you want to. But what you're not gonna get is just an easy win. Because I'm gonna fight you in any way that I can. And what I learned in Latin America is that you get the advantage at any cost. Simple as that. Big, small, doesn't matter. I mean, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. That is a saying that we love to implement. So The only fair fight is the one where the small one wins. And I'm usually the small one. Now, there are other ways to fight, though. And I love this calling that they're doing in Anonymous. Anonymous seems to have come back out. And I love the, it's a way of fighting back, like the economical blackout, the economical boycotts, the selling off, everybody selling off all of their stocks, there are all of these people involved on this shit. That's the way to fight. You don't just, I mean, you continue to go to the town halls. You let them know in person. You do all of the things that you can do and you don't let up because they're waiting for us to get tired. And Putin has been waiting for 3 years. He waited an entire presidential administration and he's about to win. He didn't have the resources. He didn't have the money. He didn't have the military to be able to finish up the job. He didn't have anything to finish the job, and he was on his last stand to be able to fuck. I gotta give up. And here comes Trump to save the day. So the one positive thing of that about that is that if Trump would have had a second term consecutive, he would have been able to play out whatever this shit with Zelensky, and Zelensky would have been fucked from the beginning. Think about it. Zelensky got the opportunity and did a damn good job at showing us the reality. And Biden did an amazing fucking job at supporting him, at being the leader that the country and the world need. I mean, I wish people just fucking realize. You know how many people I had telling me how I love this construction work that we're getting, the infrastructure deal and whatever. Fucking Biden would not have fucked it up. You do realize you got it because of him, you dumb dumb. It's like this raise that we're gonna be getting on social, not us. I'm not in Social Security, but my mom is. And the raises are going to about to be getting, that's a Biden raise. He threw a Hail Mary right at the last end in order to be able to get that going. Like a last, hey, here goes something for you guys. And people are now trying to make it sound like, you see, the Dodge is doing, I'm starting to see the earnings of it. It's like when a drug trafficker has a $50,000 package, pays you $200 to get it to him, and then you both land in jail. They get a couple of years because they got more info to give to the feds, and you get 2-3 times as long because you got nothing to give to the feds. That's you in this situation. But anyway, let's talk about one of my favorite groups, and let's talk about
Anonymous. Greetings, citizens of the world. We are anonymous. It has been 3 years since our fraction's last message. 3 years of silence, not because we have vanished, but because the world has been deaf to the truth. We apologize for our lack of daily blogging, but while we remained in the shadows, the corruption festered and the powerful grew bold. Now we return, not to whisper, but to roar. We speak today because the oligarchs continue to reign unchallenged, because the same parasites still cling to power, feeding off the suffering of the people. Because the names Trump and must have not yet faded into the obscurity they so richly deserve. Let us be clear, these are not self-made men. They are not visionaries, nor are they leaders. They were born into wealth, shielded from hardship, and propped up by privilege. Their so-called achievements are nothing more than monuments
Like that one right there, that is exciting. Like I really hope that they are able to go ahead and just help. Like, I mean, there's this other video by them. Let me put it up here.
Reports are coming in that dark store.
So that one obviously is from before. Um, that one was from when what last week or something like that they had the attack on all of that stuff. So in this situation, and I mean I got a few of the ones that I'm looking at over here. Uh, for example, there were Trump signs order bearing student loan forgiveness for public servants engaged in improper activity. Like, really? So, what is improper activity? So, let's see. Um, illegal or otherwise, what it would be considered improper activities, supporting for organization and other law-breaking activities. Let me see. That is like as broad as you can be. So, the administration announced this is just from The Guardian. A look at some of the day's developments. So let me put this over here so that you can see it as well with me. Let me go here. Okay. Like it's insane. This is just developments like just happening right now. Because again, this is not something that has been going on for years or months or anything like that. This is something that has been going on for weeks, not even 2 months. Well, yeah, not even 2 months, barely 2 months. So let's see what he says here. Wrapping the blogger a 46 day of Trump's presidential term. Here's a look at the 46. So that was March 7th. That's 2 weeks ago. So this is already old as this. Let's see. The Trump administration announced that it canceled 400 million federal grants to the Colombian University. It's just too much. Defense Department. It's too much because you see now all of that got rescinded since It's on the other. What's the name? It's on the other stuff at this point. And so, honestly, I mean, you know how upset people in the real world are? Like, I'm not saying that every professional is upset. There's plenty of them that they see things as fine and dandy. But most of them that work the field every day and shit like that, they just are in awe of what's going on. And the saddest thing is that a lot of people can't say any of that. And not because of fear of reprisals, but because that's their job. And that's what they've always done. Like, know how to maintain the line and the thing. And so, because you work under several administrations, and you got to make sure that you can work under all of them. You know, you can't just let one thing get to you. Except I don't know. But holy fuck. And so, um, now President Elon, as we said, having a bad day with Vice President Trump, trying to help him get the sales of his cars back up and people to stop messing with a little weenie baby. Um, Now we just canceled educational department. Like, why are we trying to dismantle that? Besides, because we just want to keep a second class of serving people. Because when you don't know better, you just get to do the mundane, menial jobs. I'm not gonna pay much because anybody can do that. I mean, why would I pay you to drive that truck that much when my buddy over here has a pretty defective software that can do it for us, or half for twice the price and have the quality and reliability. Like, I think I'm gonna start today by saying this. You know that one person, normally in a group of friends or family, in a circle, somewhere around you in your life, at some point you have met somebody, at least most of us have, that we say, man, that person is so fucking nice. They avoid problems anytime they can, but you know what? They will stand with you and get into a fight if they have to defend you. As much as they hate fighting, they're always inviting you to stay over, getting you food. You want to come do this with the family. You want to whatever. Always like nobody has a bad thing to say, and you know that if anybody like all of a sudden somebody comes and says something about them that it's like that's not their character. Even the whole town usually goes like, yeah, no, you must be lying about something, but because that's just the reputation, right? So why are we bashing Canada? Like fucking Canada. I love everything else. And they stand it up. They're fucking standing up for themselves. You see, like what was this last Canadian? Um, right now the we're going ahead and set up for fucking crap for they're calling for Canadians, the Canadian government, many, not the official Canadian government that I'm aware of, but many in the Canadian government are calling for people to just boycott coming over here and stop coming here. And if you come over here, then try to avoid red states like Texas and blah blah blah. Like if you're gonna spend your money, spend it on states that are gonna be friendly towards us, not on the asshole one. We are losing the war of the trade or tariffs, or I like to call them taxes. It's a tax trade, a tax war. So we're the only ones losing because Canada and Mexico, they're saying, fuck off. We're going to buy Mexican and Canadian. And we are here saying, I want Canadian rum and Canadian wood And I want Mexican tequila. Oh yeah, because you forget tequila only comes from Mexico. You can get it here. So yeah, I really wish tequila Mexico would just put a ban on importing tequila to the U.S. Or at least imagine if they just ban it on the red states of those states that voted for Trump, and then we can enforce making sure they don't smuggle them over there like they do with everything. I mean, the only career you can actually count on a MAGA and GOP to do at any time is anything criminal. Don't believe me? All right. All right. You don't believe me. Let me just show you this. Let me see. I gotta change the screen. Okay. No. There we go.
Choices with our time, and Elon doesn't get more than
that one.
Minnesota State Senator just arrested, accused of soliciting a minor for prostitution. 40-year-old Senator Justin Eichhorn is a Republican representing Grand Rapids. Bloomington police say that detectives posed as a 16-year-old girl and arranged to meet with him in Bloomington. He was arrested after arriving in the area of the meeting spot. Eichhorn was booked into the Bloomington jail, charges pending now with the Hennepin County Attorney's Office. And the Bloomington Police Chief, Booker Hodges, is saying in a statement, quote, as a 40-year-old man, if you come to the orange jumpsuit district looking to have sex with someone's child, you can expect they're going to lock you up. We did reach out to the Senate Minority Leader, Mark Johnson. He told us he is just getting this information himself. He says he plans to have a full comment for us later in the day. Senate Majority Leader Erin Murphy releasing her own statement now saying in part, the felony allegation against Senator Eichhorn is deeply disturbing and raises serious questions that will need to be answered by the court as well as his caucus and constituents.
Lesson I learned in the paper.
Never mind. There's, they want answers from him for soliciting sex from an underage minor, but hey, never mind the rapist, felon, elected as president. Or Matt Gaetz, who also solicited child sex and all kinds of sex. And there's several others that have fallen in the last few weeks alone with just child sex. And then we have all the MAGA traitors from January 6th, the Confederate Army 2.0. The Confederate 2.0s, they came out free and they came out swinging, raping, shooting, killing, running red lights and everything. I mean, Jesus Christ. What, 2 of them got killed within a couple of weeks or a couple of months of getting released? Because, they were being standing citizens of the country. So they're very stand-up citizens. Anyway, my whole thing here is, why is it so hard to just live your life, let other ones live their life, and unless they're actively doing something that impacts you in a true negative way, not in a perceived negative way, then do something about it. Otherwise, just move along. Move along. Go. Get on. That's true freedom. That's true independence. Right? Like, you guys boycotted your favorite beer because you put a trans person in the ad. And you calling us unreasonable because we're getting upset that you guys are trying to literally throw a Molotov cocktail to set off a nuclear bomb inside of the state's political system and the world's political order. If we're not on the lead, then we are in the back. Like, why don't you show me something that Elon Musk has actually done for humanity that it does not mean for him to double up whatever he's doing? Please. Like, I am so tired. You know, the only thing that Elon Musk is really fucking good at? Taking advantage of our tax system and banking system. That is the only thing. Nope, nope, and legal system. Banking, legal, and the other one I just mentioned. That's it. He figured out a way to squeeze as much out of it as possible from grants and subsidies and being able to play every fucking little tweak in the rule book. That's why Trump fucking loves him. Because he sees Musk as a son that he wishes he had. The other ones tried, don't get me wrong. But there are just dipshits. So you can't make a Sharpie out of a pencil. You can make a Sharpie out of a pencil, or even a pen of that, for that matter. So Elon Musk is the Sharpie that he always loves to use on all his charts. His kids are like when he's forced to use a pen or a pencil. I don't know. Normally, I don't even get to record it because I'm driving as well when I get to think about it. Like, that's why I had the metronome going around. Because it's just, I don't know, it just helps. But I usually think I'm driving, and I drive a lot. So I drive like 3,000 to 3,500 miles a month. So there's a lot of thinking. A lot of podcasting that I tune out, thinking shit that they just bring up or whatever. But at least I got to put some of it out today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. If you're still listening, I hope that we all stand firm and resist, fight back. Every one of us has a purchasing power. And if we can make sure that we spend our money wisely where it's needed, some devil we're going to have to deal with. There's some you can't escape, but you can give him less of what you would normally give and find a different source for your stuff. For me, Gaia products. Not that they're my favorites, they're just the only one with the vast footprint of products and market. But I am switching the shit out of them in every single bit that I can, and unfortunately, it's going to take me, for example, longer to eat empanadas now because I'm not buying the empanada disc that they sell. Now I'm going to have to make my own. Fucking Goya. Why did you have to go to the dark side, you bitch? Anyway, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go because it's almost 11 o'clock and I would like to go to sleep. So, thank you so much. Please, if you feel like it, go ahead and check out pkvkpot.com. It is a bare bone website right now. Basically, it's just for you to be able to find our YouTube channel and reach out to us in case that you have an idea for a podcast that you would like to have. We can definitely set you up with any podcast you want, as long as you follow regular moral guidelines type things. Not restrictions on content per se. You get what I mean. So, if you have any idea that you really want to give it a shot, reach out to us, send us an email, and we can go ahead and help you set up that podcast. There's no cost to that. It's just literally a way to help people express themselves. The email is pkvkpod@gmail.com. So thank you so much for listening again, and I hope you all have a great rest of your evening or day or whatever time of the day you're listening to this. Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to follow this podcast so that you don't miss any new episodes. You can also search for PKDK on your favorite podcast player for all the other shows that we have.